Hello, Tyne! So, we know that writing is a really finicky process. If you force yourself to write, you might end up with a really bad draft that there's no saving from. But if you just wait for inspiration to strike, then you're never gonna write anything at all. And finding that balance is insanely difficult. So, I want to talk about a concept that I've been using in order to clear up more mental space in order to get those creative juices flowing. So I'm going to take you back to like your freshman year psychology class, and we're going to talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And so if you remember that, it's basically like, first people need this, then they need this, then they need this, and at the very pinnacle of this triangle that builds on top of each other, then there's like self-actualization, which I don't know if that's related to writing, but definitely, like, the more things you can take off your mind and the more needs that are satisfied ahead of time, the more you're going to be able to have the mental space and the clarity to write. And on top of everything, we are now living in a demonetized word society where a lot of the things we were either using as excuses not to write before, like not having time, they're either no longer excuses or we have new excuses and new things on our mind. And so this is also hopefully going to help you like process that a little bit. We'll find out. So the very bottom of the triangle is physiological needs. And so that's food, water, air. So for instance, when I was trying to find a new place to live and I didn't have that stability and that shelter, it was really hard for me to get any creative energy at all in order to, write anything, because all I was thinking about was like, where am I moving? I only have so much time. Everything's falling apart. And the same kind of thing happens when I haven't eaten in too long and it's like, I'm starving. Of course I'm not going to have the willpower, the energy to write the emotional journey of this character when I'm going on my own emotional roller coaster over being hangry. From there, I kind of derive from the original triangle. While I still think it's totally accurate, for writing, I just kind of use it a little bit differently. So after you have your physiological needs met, and you have like either your writing space, you have your just like stability in any kind of life, which is the thing that is trickiest to work with right now, you can start to add in a social piece, which is the even more difficult thing that people are processing right now. So hopefully we're far enough into this lockdown, this pandemic, that you're able to kind of find some stability back into your life now. Whether that's knowing where income is coming from, knowing that your parents have income, knowing that you personally are safe, knowing that your friends and family are safe. That's the fundamental thing you need to address before you're really going to have a lot of the energy to write. On the other hand, if you can't resolve that, and if you can recognize that you have no control over this situation, you don't have any locus of control, nothing that you can change, then it might actually end up being something that you want to write about to process. And a way to just kind of give your emotions to your characters in order to, almost like journaling, just like get your ideas down on paper. And so then we take the next step, assuming that you've kind of decided what to do with the first one. The next peak up the triangle would be like social in this situation, because social is where you're getting your ideas from. And of course, this is a little bit derived. It's not exactly the same as Maslow's hierarchy of needs, but it's the same, or at least a similar idea. And when I mean social, I know most writers are introverts, and most of us don't want to go out and go clubbing and go to the party, and then on top of that, we can't go out right now, and we are trying to find our communities online. But there's another form of social that I think we can really get at, and social's mostly used for inspiration, and where else do we find inspiration except for books, TV shows, movies, and engaging in different books. Like, this is a book that I've never read before, but I know that a lot of people have, and so I can jump online and I can find other people who like this book, and I can figure out what do they like about it, what do I like about it, what are my favorite things from this book. And reading a lot of different things, taking in a lot of different forms of media can really help to solidify different ideas. It can give you new ideas for plot twists, new character ideas, and just start getting your creative juices flowing. And one thing to take note of too is that when you're on social media, you're gonna get stuck in an echo chamber of your own ideas. That's how social media is created. That's how it's designed to get people to find other people like them and stay in that thing that makes them happy, that keeps them on the site. And so you might be stuck in an echo chamber of people who all are complaining about not being able to write. And being able to find a step outside of that is probably going to help you out. I saw a really good quote on Instagram the other day, and I'm going to try and go back and find it for you guys, but essentially, if you're worried about stealing other people's ideas by, like, reading too much or watching TV or whatnot, I wish I had the quote pulled up. It's essentially, no one... Everything is a copy of things that came before it, but it's remixed into your own unique style. If you're writing from the heart and you're writing your emotional experience, you're writing with your spin on it, and you're not going out to copy something, even if you are going to directly try to use the same character in a different situation, you are going to write differently. You are going to tell a different story, and by writing from the heart, you are going to end up writing something unique, more unique than you would ever have to worry about. I'm sure that the quote was much more elegant than that, but that's what I took from it. So then we're going to go ahead and take the next step up the pyramid, and this is going to be to mental space, mental state. And so I have a lot going on in my head at all times. I don't know about you guys, but it's not just story ideas. It's trying to figure out what people are doing, what people are thinking. It's all the housework that I need to do. It's jobs or school or that thing that I saw on social media that was really funny or this or that. Just a lot going on. And oftentimes it ends up being like other projects, other things to work on, tasks to do that my brain knows that I will forget about if it doesn't keep bringing it up over and over and over again. So with that being said, being able to Marie Kondo your brain is going to help a lot. And so either journaling, just writing down everything on your brain, having a list for you to go through. Like I have a capture system that came from Getting Things Done. I believe that's the name of the book. Hopefully it will be here. And also in the description. It's a way for you to reliably put what's in your brain down on paper. And so that you don't have those reoccurring thoughts, those reoccurring stressors. And ever since I started writing down every time that a task comes to mind into this one place I know I'll check, it's been a lot easier for me to have more creative ideas, for me to have reduced anxiety, and know it'll be there when I can actively work on it. So then the very peak of this pyramid is going to be getting out of your own way while writing. And so this can be scheduling time to write. It can be scheduling time to daydream. Sometimes I'll wake up 30 minutes earlier than my usual alarm just so that I can just sit in bed and think and not have to worry about anything else I'm doing for the rest of the day. Or sometimes I'll stay up especially late just to continue thinking about my book. But another way you can really get out of your own way is just writing and committing to write down one sentence every day. And being able to write down one sentence clears up a lot of the mental chatter that comes up that keeps you from writing. So I mean, writing down one sentence, you're going to be doing the same things you'd be doing if you were going to write for 2 hours, which is like, what book am I working on? What scene am I working on? What did I write before? What needs to come after? What needs to happen in this scene? What are these characters sounding like? And then but when you commit to this one sentence, in your head, it seems a lot easier to just open up the document, write down one sentence, and then carry on with your own life. But I think you'll find that it will evolve from you sit down to write one sentence and you end up writing 2 or 3 or a paragraph or 2. With all of this said, I hope that you're able to declutter all of these different areas of the pyramid, being able to take care of your worries and relax, be more stable if that's at all possible right now, be able to get some inspiration and talk with the people that inspire you, bounce some ideas around, and then be able to get your mental space into a state where you can actually put pen to paper, start typing on your Google Doc, whatever it may be. If this helped you to figure something out, or like if you can identify what the biggest roadblock that keeps coming up to keep you from writing is, please put it in the comments. I'm really curious to know what it is, because for me, the things that will come up week to week are all over the pyramid, just all over the map. And every time I have to figure out, like, what is it that's keeping me from writing this time? And I'm sure that one of these days, I'm just going to have it all figured out. But until then, I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.